which is why when you are 2 days away from an election, you should not have the former president of the United States emerging to start internecine warfare for his own peculiar interests against a sitting governor of Florida in a re-elect race who is very popular with the base. So Donald Trump was doing a rally, and Donald Trump has announced, or his team has announced, that he is likely to announce his new run in 2024 for the presidency as of November 14th. This is Axios reporting that Trump and his top advisors have been signaling for weeks a 2024 announcement is imminent. It's, of course, because Trump thinks that he won in 2020. He wants revenge against Joe Biden. He believes that his first presidency was dogged by a deep state that was hampering him. That part's true. He will not let go, and so he has decided that he is going to run again for better or for worse. And so he has not announced prior to the midterms, presumably because if then Republicans underperform, then they can't blame him. And if Republicans overperform, he can take credit. That would be the strategic reason why Donald Trump has waited until after the midterms to do all of this. Well, just before the election, 2 days before, because he has no discipline whatsoever as a human being, Donald Trump decides that he is going to slam Ron DeSantis, who is the governor of Florida, who's about to win a giant victory over Charlie Crist. The reason he's attacking Ron DeSantis is because DeSantis is widely presumed to be a possible rival for the nomination in 2024. As well, he should be. He's done an excellent job in the state of Florida. He's wildly popular. He has taken a purple state and he has turned it bright red. This is a state where Ron DeSantis won in 2018 by 30,000 votes. He's going to win against Charlie Crist by probably 10 percentage points. The legislature in Florida is entirely red. Both senators are red. This is a red state now. I'm happy to have been a part of that by moving my family over here. Ron DeSantis has done an excellent job. He stood up to the federal government, led, by the way, by Dr. Fauci, who had been empowered by Donald Trump. It was Ron DeSantis who took the heat for opening up his state in the middle of COVID. It's Ron DeSantis who has done yeoman's work in fighting both critical race theory and radical gender ideology in his state. In fact, over the weekend, the Florida Health Department banned transgender surgeries on minors in the state of Florida. Ron DeSantis has been an incredibly effective weapon on behalf of conservatism in the state of Florida. And Donald Trump is mad about this because he sees the possibility that DeSantis may have stolen some of his thunder and may, in fact, be a rival, especially because DeSantis has raised gobs and gobs and gobs of money, like upwards of $150 million for his gubernatorial race. There's going to be a lot in the kitty if DeSantis does decide to run. The logic, by the way, suggests that DeSantis should run for president in 2024. He is termed out. And he's reelected this year, let's assume. Tomorrow, he's reelected. That means that he is out of office 2026 because everybody is term limited. So either he goes now or he has to wait until 2 years after his gubernatorial term to run. Politics doesn't work that way. You don't get to sort of wait it out. It's either your moment or it ain't your moment. It may, in fact, be Ron DeSantis' moment. Trump knows that. But Trump also doesn't have the discipline until waiting after the midterm to start attacking Ron DeSantis. Also, Trump's mode of campaigning, always and forever, is to target his opponents with nicknames and branding. He can't actually make a governing argument against DeSantis because DeSantis, frankly, has governed more conservatively than Trump did. When it came to COVID, he governed more conservatively than Trump did. When it came to economic freedom, he governed more conservatively than Trump did. Like, DeSantis has Trump thoroughly outflanked in terms of policy. And so this means that Trump is getting irritated, and he's hoping to sort of preemptively smack DeSantis hard enough that DeSantis doesn't end up running, and so the nomination basically just falls into his lap. But again, he could have done all of this after the election. We'll get to more on this in just 1 second. First, folks, do you feel like you ever don't get the respect you deserve? Well, there's one way you can get that respect right quick, and that is established titles. Established titles is your opportunity to earn the title of laird or lady and gain the respect you deserve. All you need is 1 square foot plot of land in Scotland. Established titles is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds, or lords and ladies in English. In your title pack, you will be bestowed with at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, plus an official certificate with a crest. Your certificate features a unique plot number with which you can see the exact location of your land. I, for example, am already a lord. I have a plot of land over in Edelston, Scotland, and here is my certificate to prove it. This is now my pronoun. Titles packs from Established Titles are a fun and unique gift for any occasion. There are even couples packs that come with adjoining plots of land for that special someone in your life. With your certificate, you could officially add the prefix of Lord or Lady to your credit cards, plane tickets, even your dating profiles. Plus, Established Titles commits to preserving the woodlands not only in Scotland but around the planet. They have partnerships with global charities like One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future to help with our afforestation efforts, and for every order they receive, a tree is planted. And get this, Established Titles told me the first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my exclusive link receive a plot within a few walking minutes of my own over in Shapiro stand. So, depending on how many of you want to become a lord or lady, we can build our own kingdom. And from there, we only spread our tentacles outward. Established Titles is actually running a massive sale right now. Plus, if you use code BEN, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/Ben. Get your gifts right now. Help support the channel. Let's assume you love Trump. Let's assume that you think that Trump is the best nominee for 2024, that he's the guy. Put aside the fact that half the country already has said they don't like Donald Trump. Even if you think Trump won the 2020 election, I don't think the evidence is there. Even if you think that's true, everyone has an opinion on Donald Trump. There are no undecideds about Donald Trump. Forget the fact that he will be 80 running for president of the United States in 2024. Put aside the fact that Donald Trump will be limited to one term constitutionally. So he cannot run for another term after this. So even if he were to win, that guarantees you 4 years of Republican rule, but not 8 years of Republican rule, and it doesn't even give you a candidate in 2028. Put all that aside. Let's say you love Donald Trump. Let's say you think everything that the man does is an act of 37D underwater upside down chess. Everything. I need you to explain to me why he's doing this 2 days before the election. He could have just waited until he announced. Ain't nobody announcing next week. Governor DeSantis is not announcing for the presidency November 14th. Donald Trump will be the first one in the pool. And the reason he's the first one in the pool strategically is because he's trying to crowd everybody out of the pool. And so he decides that he is going to attack Ron DeSantis by name and give him a dumb nickname. First of all, this is very bad branding. Usually Trump does better than this. Like you would think that Trump would go for something like Ron DeStupid or Ron DeFat or like whatever Trump usually does. But instead he goes for Ron DeSanctimonious. Not the finest branding moment for Donald Trump. This one goes up there with Trump water and Trump steaks. This one does not go up there with Make America Great Again.
We're winning big in the Republican Party for the nomination like nobody's ever seen before. Let's see, there it is, Trump at 71, Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%.
Doesn't even draw a laugh from his own crowd. It's a reminder that Donald Trump is a man without discipline. I'm not sure that that's a smart strategy going into what will be a fraught primary race, because I do not think that Donald Trump is going to run unopposed, nor do I think that his only opponent is going to be Liz Cheney. I think it'll be somebody inside the Republican Party who says, listen, I love what President Trump did as president. We need somebody new. There needs to be some fresh blood. I hope that that's what happens in the primaries because, frankly, I think more options are good. Meanwhile, in the media, the Democrats are already starting to pre-criminate. They're already starting to come up with some sort of rationale for why they are losing. Some people in the media are being honest. One Democratic strategist named Hillary Rosen, a very famous Democratic strategist, actually, she says, yeah, we didn't actually listen to the voters. Yeah, we noticed. We noticed that part.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mark is right.
As a Democrat.
I'm a loyal Democrat, but I am not happy. I just think that we did not listen to voters in this election, and I think we're going to have a bad night. And, this conversation's not going to have much impact on Tuesday, but I hope it has an impact going forward. Because when voters tell you over and over and over again that they care mostly about the economy, listen to them. Stop talking about democracy being at stake. Democracy is at stake because people are fighting so much about what elections mean.
And she happens to be correct. And I think one of the things that's happening right now is the media are starting to do, and they do this sometimes, after they lose an election really badly, an election they thought that they were going to do well in, sometimes they start to have like a moderating moment. And you may be watching this in the media a little bit. So Tiffany Cross has been summarily fired from MSNBC, and she no longer works there, which is sad for me because she provides a constant stream of clips for me to riff on. So just from a supply-demand side, I demand more Tiffany Cross, but unfortunately the supply is now quite limited. She was apparently let go because of some comments that she made on a Comedy Central podcast about the state of Florida. And Tiffany Cross has been saying crazy things for quite a while. She's been targeting white Americans like as a group. And it's amazing that she's been allowed to have a show for this long. But on Comedy Central, she said some stuff and she ended up out on her butt.
Tiffany, what do you think? One's got to go.
I say Florida literally looks like the of the country, so let's get rid of Florida. Ron,
Are you saying castrate Florida of the country?
Seriously, let's castrate Florida. Here's the problem. Ron DeSantis, whatever you want to call Florida man, he is so problematic. The people there passed Amendment 4, which gave returning citizens, those formerly incarcerated, the right to vote. He instituted a poll tax. He has done everything he can to keep black and brown people from the ballot. Mm-hmm. He traffics in stupidity and ignorance, and I just think they are a problem for the rest of the country. Let's get them out of it.
Let's give up Florida. Now, I'm old enough to remember when this was an actual campaign ad, right, against people. If you suggested that parts of the country should be excised, this is really, really, really bad. Actually, if you go all the way back, way before I was born, you go back to 1964, Barry Goldwater made a joke about how the Eastern Seaboard should be cut off. And LBJ actually cut an ad about how terrible that was. And now you have Tiffany Cross on national TV with Charlemagne the God saying that Florida should be excised from the country because it is the quote-unquote dick of the country. So MSNBC has said, we've had about enough of you. I think they're starting to realize that maybe they've gone a little bit too far. Alrighty, guys, the rest of the show is continuing right now. You're not going to want to miss it. We will be getting into the media, which is already pre-criminating the loss of Tiffany Cross over at MSNBC. A sad day for us all. Plus, Joe Biden finally putting some pressure on Ukraine to negotiate. If you're not a member, click the link in the description and join us.